eyebrow tutorial was requested for from my last makeup video, and personally I just think you cannot achieve a perfect eyebrow without first grooming it, especially as a beginner. I can try to wing it if my brow is not groomed, but as a beginner you first and foremost need to have your brows groomed. And what do I mean by brow grooming is what you guys call brow shaving. And the reason it is not called brow shaving in makeup is because when you say shave, it means you are removing the total hair from that area. But for us, we say groom because you are putting the brow in shape. You are not removing everything. So it is not brow shaving, it is brow grooming. And you need to first and foremost groom your brow before you can achieve a perfect brow outline. Do you understand? If you do not know how to groom your brow, I would advise that you go to people that know how to groom it. I think with 500 naira you will get that done. And it will be easier for you to just draw out when it is already groomed, right? But I will still try to teach you how to groom your brow by yourself at the comfort of your home, and I just hope that this works for you. First, you need to take note of different things. One is the beginning of your brow, which is basically where your brow starts from. This is where your brow starts from. The second thing is where your brow ends. To know where your brow ends, your pencil has to hit this place and then you take it. So we are going to go like this. Yeah, you now need to identify your arc. Your arc is the highest point of your brow. Before you identify your arc, you need to understand that brows are not twins, they are sisters. You also need to know that there are some brows that are naturally unequal, like my own. My own is naturally unequal no matter what I do. So for me to get my brow to look alike, I need to do the extra work. If you notice, this one, this particular brow is going high, this one always comes down. I always use this one as the prototype that we use to get this one, right? You can either use this one or use this one. I always like my brow to be high, so I always use this one. Now that you've known that, you cannot identify your arc, and to know where your arc is, you have to do something like this. This is where you're going to put it, and you just do like so. I don't know if you can use the hollow of your forehead to get your arc. With that, you can now get the outline of your brow. I'll always make your pencil to be sharp. You're going to decide where you want your brow to start from. You can decide that you want it to start from here or you want it to start from here, but just try to start from where you think the hair starts from, right? So I'm just going to take this straight for the arc. And when you're taking it straight for the arc, try not to take note of any hair along the way. Just take it straight for the arc, right? Like so. Does that make sense? And now you're going to curve your hand a little bit. Now when you get to this point, you're not going to bring the brow in like this. You're not bringing it in. You're going to take it out. You're going to take it out, right? So since you've curved your hand a little, you're just going to do something like so and take it straight for. Do you understand? What the reason why you do this is so that you can let your brow bone show. The beauty of your brow is your brow bone. This is where your brow bone is. If you look at it, you'll notice that there's a bone here. So you want this place to be free when you draw out your brow, and so you're going to take your brow out. You're not going to bring it in. If you bring it in, you'll be killing your brow bone, and we don't want that. Okay, let's do the same thing for this side. I told you that I always use this side as a prototype for my brow. Since this one is higher, I'm going to try to make this side high. Now we're going to get the beginning of the brow. We're going to get the end of the brow, right? And now we're going to get the arc. We're going to get the arc, right? And that's it. I'm using my eye to see where this one started. So I'm going to take this. See that I'm not taking note of the hair underneath here, because most times my brow bone is covered by the hair because my my brow is coming down. So now I get here, I'm going to simply curve my hands, and I'll take my hands out like so. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm only drawing this out because you are a beginner. Well, I'm assuming that you are a beginner. I've gotten to the arc. I'm going to simply take my hands down and meet my brow, right? And that's that. If you can see, this is almost alike. I don't know. Let me come closer. Are you seeing it? It's almost alike. Now we're going to groom the brow with our razor blade. Always make sure that for you to groom your brow, you're using a new razor blade. So now, if you want to groom your brow, raise. Then for the down part, make sure that your razor blade is curved. Make sure your razor blade is curved. So we're simply going to do this. We're going to remove all the hair that are. The reason why your razor blade needs to be curved is so that you don't cut yourself, right? It's so that you don't cut yourself. See, I'm not really saying what I'm doing though. Let me try using this, but I hope you guys will still be seeing it. So every hair that is below the line that you have drawn, you're going to quietly, patiently take it off. And when you're done with that, you're going to go up. I'm trying to not cover you guys. She has seen where I'm taking this thing from. uh Every hair around this area, remove it so that it is neat. So this is the first thing you're going to do. Now when you're done with that, you're going to use your spoolie. This is called your spoolie or your mascara one, to take the hair up a little, just to make sure that any hair above, you're going to cut it off. You're going to cut that off anywhere you see any extra hair. Because of this tutorial, I'm not really saying what I'm doing, kinda, but I hope you get the point. Now when you're done with that, you're going to bring this down. She has seen that hairs are here, right? Normally, this is not how I hold my razor, but I want you guys to see what I'm doing, hence the reason why I'm holding my razor like this. Let me log out. Yeah. So when you're done with that, still make sure that there are no hairs below the line that you've drawn. Once again, make sure that your brow tampers to a thin end, and you're good to go. We're going to do the same thing for this other side. So let's go ahead and do just that. Normally, if I was working alone, what I'm going to do is, because I'm trying to not block you guys. That's why I'm keeping my hand straight. I'm not seeing what I'm doing. So right. Okay. Having done that, I'm now going to do what I did for the other side here. Okay. Again, I'm going to use my spoolie to do this. Any hair that is below the line that I've drawn, I'm going to have to take it off. So this is it. I'm taking it off. I'm going to do the same thing for the upper parts. I know what I did in the first time. The first one I did, I raised it up first. Uh-huh. Just trying to make sure. Yeah. And with that, you're good to go. Are you seeing it? So this is basically how you groom your brow. Let me clean what we have done off so that you see it normally. I don't have hairs on my on my brow like that. So this is what we have now. So I'm hoping that you guys tried to groom your brow and I'm hoping that you got it. So now let's try to define it. So the first thing we're going to do exactly what you did. You already know where your brow is supposed to begin and where it's supposed to end. I said it before that once you've groomed your brow, to draw it out will now be easier. Now I want my brow to be a little bit out, like to be a little bit fat. So I'm going to add some more flesh to it. Right. Once you've done that, see, it's way easy. There's a brow filler that you buy. You can use the brow filler to fill your brow by just taking it and using it. Then some people use eyeliners to fill in. Once you've defined it like this, you can use your eyeliner to fill it, you can use your brow filler to fill it, or you can simply just use your eye pencil. For this tutorial, let's use our eye pencil to fill the space, right? When you're filling in, make sure that this front side is a little bit more. Some people say don't even fill it at all, they just use the brush to do that. See, when you're drawing out your brow, your hand should be very light. As you can see, what I'm doing is more like I'm sketching. As an artist, you are sketching. You're sketching. You're not doing it's not a battlefield. You are sketching. Your hand should be very fluid. It is not. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I am sketching. So I take this to the arc, right? And then I'm bringing it down. I don't know if you're getting my point. You're bringing it down. Yeah. So again, we're going to fill this in. Now you're going to use your mascara wand to just brush this front side so that it gives it a more natural look, right? Yeah. Now we're going to use any brush that is convenient for us. This is my eyeshadow brush, but I'm using it for concealing my brow. Now for the down part of your brow, you're going to use a foundation or concealer that is a shade or two shade lighter than your skin color. That is because we want your brow bone to be well defined and it should pop. So I'm going to take this. I don't really put so much concealer because I don't believe in too much concealers on that your brow bone. Just something to make my brow bone pop and I'm good. Even this one self is too much, man. That is too much. So I'm just gonna clean this up. Basically, this lighter shade is supposed to be for your brow bone, right? It's supposed to be for your brow bone. Can decide to bring it down more. Mhm. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm doing. Again, we want our brow bone to pop. Mhm. You can use your beauty blender for this thing I'm using my hand to do. You can see I concentrated this particular concealer, the lighter shade, on my brow bone. Next thing, I'm going to use the concealer that is my skin color. That's what I'm going to use now. I'm going to use it for this other part. Yeah. Like I said, you can use your beauty blender for this. Depends on you. And then you're going to also do that for the front of your brow. This concealer I'm using is a palette, right? If you don't have money for that, you can get two of this, a lighter shade of this and a darker shade. Now that you've done that there, you're going to do the same thing here. And then you're going to do the same thing here. Like I said earlier, your brow should tamper to a thin end. For some persons, when they are done with this, they don't conceal the upper part. But me, I'm going to conceal the upper part. And for the upper part, I'm going to be using my actual concealer color. It's not even dead, safe. It's not dead. I told you guys, oh, I don't do so much concealers. Just mild enough to do the work for me. This thing is much. Mhm. Conceal as much as you want it to be for you. If you want it to be thick, if you want it to be thinner, you reduce and like that, sha. Are you seeing? So we're going to do the same thing for this other side. You guys seeing this? Yeah. So if I'm using a larger mirror now, I can now correct whatever I want to correct. Your brows are sisters, they are not twins. So with that knowledge, that should guide you. And this is what we have. So I really hope that this was helpful. If it was, please drop your comment in the comment section. Say thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.